It's now easier than ever to stay connected with David G. Evans and the Bethany Baptist Church family. Follow the ministry and rejoice in all that God is doing by following us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. On Facebook, you'll be up to date on the latest happenings, and you can watch our Sunday services on Facebook Live, 8 and 11 a.m. Eastern.
Here comes the power. Hallelujah!
Words of wisdom and encouragement can be found on Twitter, and you'll get up-to-the-minute sermon points as they happen in our weekly worship services. Follow us on Instagram and be blessed by the inspirational and special moments that are highlighted each week, and meet the people who are the heart of our ministry. And if it's video you want, subscribe to the Bethany Baptist Church channel on YouTube. See the celebrations, the special events, and the many, many people who are helping to transform lives one at a time. Stay connected with David G. Evans on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, and become a member of our broadcast family today.
What if you could make one decision to unleash everything great in your life? Would you do it? Would you say yes? Aren't you tired of your relationships, your health, and so much more suffering because you lack the truth you need to change? The life you desire is within your reach. You can achieve all the success, happiness, and prosperity you deserve by simply learning the secrets that lead to real personal transformation. Change is hard, but not impossible. You just have to make one radical decision to get real. And there's no better authority on the real steps to change than David G. Evans.
Some men trust in chariots. Some men trust in horses. But we will trust in the Lord.
David G. Evans is leading the charge to bring you the power to change your life. He is committed to the mission of helping you transform and become a person of power, and it starts with his all-new system to change your situation. At the centerpiece of this life-altering collection is David Evans' groundbreaking training course. From ridiculous to radical to real, this means war. In this series, you will discover the steps to change. This series includes 2 powerful messages, each on winning the battle in your mind and cultivating a language of faith. That's 4 messages, 4 power-filled hours of material. If you want a better marriage, this series has the answers. If you want to achieve financial independence God's way, the secrets in this series will empower you to make it happen. If you want a life of power, anointing, and influence, this series will show you how to get it, and there's more. You're looking for serious, immediate results. So Bishop Evans will also include one of his best-selling messages called Weapon of Warfare. This classic teaching will build you up to start fighting in the spirit for what you deserve. This powerhouse collection, from ridiculous to radical to real, and Weapon of Warfare, will give you all the biblical strategies you need to change anything in your life. This collection will ship to you immediately with your gift today to David G. Evans Ministries. This ministry is revolutionizing the kingdom by empowering believers. Souls are being saved daily, and we need your help to grow this impact in a real way. Call now and sow your seed of just $35 for your transformation to help people around the world. Your $35 love gift goes straight to the front lines of ministry, providing help to those that need it most. Call now. Make the decision to get the power you need to change your life forever.
Praise the Lord, everybody. Welcome to OnPointe, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, coming to you live every Saturday morning on any smart device at David G. Evans, the #1, at David G. Evans 1. We invite you to tweet some people, text them, inbox a few folk, tag them, share with your followers and friends that they might join us this morning for another life-impacting talk show. We are the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, and we've been doing this live every Saturday for years now, and we thank God for the most intelligent, spiritually driven callers that we could possibly have asked for. you continue to make this program a success, and we ask you to share this great time we spend together with as many folk as possible. Our phone number is 866-743-8267. That's 866-743-8267. Of course, that's toll-free anywhere around the world. Our international callers, we look forward to hearing from you today. We haven't heard from our group in France for a while. We want to hear from you, make sure everything's going okay as the world is facing several challenges that it's never faced before. But we know through faith and by the power of God, we are overcomers. Of course, joining me today is our world-famous co-host, Reverend Nicholas A. Smith, Executive Pastor of Bethany Church. We are glad that he's here with us today. He is our statistician / historian / theologian / cultural guru. You got all these titles, man.
It's pressure.
You know, you notice he has the computer in front of him. I just have my brain.
Right. I gotta look up stuff with a flash.
Yeah, my computer is not restoring stuff as it used to, as quickly as it used to. A lot going on this week. Yeah. Give us a call, you all. We look forward to talking to you, as we always do. Callers from all over the nation: Texas, the Carolinas, Florida, Oklahoma, South Dakota, California. We look forward to speaking with you, as we usually do, as we talk about faith, Jesus Christ, and politics and culture, sports, those events that are significant to you. We know we need to send our prayers out to those people in Kentucky.
Yeah.
I saw the picture of the candle factory about an hour ago, and it looked like devastation.
Yeah, the Amazon building.
Yeah, I heard they lost one too.
Yeah. That's a lot of tornadoes in 6 states. I think it was at least 50.
There was 50 tornadoes?
50 tornadoes that went through at least 6 states.
Because it wasn't a tornado. It was 50 tornadoes.
That went through all 6 different states in the Midwest. Yeah. Well, it's traveling to St. Louis now.
So they've got one, or the group of tornadoes?
It's a group of tornadoes.
And they're traveling together?
And so I guess they're traveling in different places, and one's moving towards St. Louis.
Wow.
Some smaller ones, I guess, and then a few big ones that got in Kentucky.
Yeah. Amazing. Just amazing.
I mean, I'm no environmentalist person, but I'm guessing because the warm weather's coming in.
Mm-hmm. You got the mixture of warm and cold air.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember my third grade science.
Right.
You know, yesterday I was driving down the street and I was able to accurately predict rain for today.
Yeah.
Because of the type of clouds that were in the air.
Yes.
Yes. I think they were Alto series yesterday. Yes.
It's so amazing what you learn while you're in school.
Look, I didn't know a thing about Alto Sirius clouds, Alto cumulus clouds.
Yeah.
In third grade, when I was in third grade.
Yep.
You know, so now I'm looking up and I'm looking. That looks like nimbus to me.
Yeah, we just learned about cumulus and the nimbus. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I don't all the rest.
There's about 11 of them.
Yeah. Now I know. Yeah, if it's gonna rain, it's gonna be flat like an anvil.
Well, yeah. Sometimes
you
got the nimbus, you know, or you got that other one that's a gray sheet across the clouds, and then, you know. But you know, I'm glad to know these technical names.
Yeah.
But I still know how to look up.
And
see and say, okay, it's going to rain today. I know how to look out in the morning and say, okay, we got snow coming.
Yeah.
You know,
my knee was hurting, so I figured.
That's a real good way to do it too. My back, my knee, everything was hurting. So I said, it's doing something out here. Yeah, man. I tell you, boy, this getting old is a blessing, but it sure can try your patience.
Yes,
So I see Bob Dole passed away at 95 or 98? 95?
It was 95.
Okay.
Might have been 98, but I thought it was 95.
So tell me this, Pastor Nick. And I think I know the answer, but why are the Republicans playing? Why do they want to play as though the debt ceiling is a separate issue from them? I mean, why not just, okay, let's vote this thing and get this out the way?
Yeah. Well, they're not in office. They're not in the presidency.
So you play all this chicken, so you can say they raised it, we didn't.
Yeah, it's their
fault.
What
is the purpose?
I know. It's partisan politics, which is annoying.
But it's ridiculous.
It is. Politics continues to show me they don't care about
People.
They just care about power and winning.
The debt ceiling impacts everybody. You pay your debts.
Yeah.
They want to threaten, okay, we're going to pass a rule that this one time you can do this without us. I wish, this is my desire, that the Democrats would learn they are not in a professional prize fight.
Yeah.
They are in a street fight.
Yeah.
And they need to understand there are no rules with these guys. So you're steadily getting kicked below the belt, and you're talking about, referee, that was a foul. No.
Yeah.
They need to do what they need to do. Let the chips fall where they may, and that's the fight they're in.
Yeah. Because that's going to be that way going forward, unfortunately.
Well, it's the fight they're in. They got the power. They need to exert it.
Yeah.
Because on the other side,
they don't
when
care.
Trump was in office, they did the court, they did voting, they did the wall, they did the stealing.
And don't care. Just pass whatever they want to pass.
Yep.
And
didn't matter. Tradition didn't matter. Precedent didn't matter.
But you're right. I think they're too busy trying to appease a certain group of people and their constituents that want to let's get along with everybody. And I
You
believe
can't.
shit.
They're not in that arena anymore.
Right. I mean, we can do this stuff respectfully, but you got to do what you got to do.
It's like this whole filibuster thing.
Yeah.
And I'm distressed about the lack of action on this voting rights thing. What is the holdup?
Yeah.
You know, it's impossible for me to accept that a government as experienced and as large as we are, that we can't do more than one major thing at a time.
Yeah, I know.
You don't have a group of people that can handle this, Build Back and voting issues and women's issues. What is the sense of having a couple hundred senators and Congress people, and you can't handle more than one thing at a time?
Yeah.
What is the need for having a committee system?
Right.
The whole point of a committee system is so they can accomplish stuff and bring it to the table so you can approve it.
Yeah. All the red tape
It's ridiculous.
and all the I didn't get my bridge in this, I didn't get this and this, and it just
They need to stop putting stuff in bills that has nothing to do with the bill.
yeah.
And we get it. You got some side stuff, we're going to take care of it. But we don't need the nation held back because you got a street that you want your name, to be named after you.
Yeah, all the pork in there. Yeah.
Come on, man.
And they're so long, the average person's not going to read through a 200-page bill.
No.
So they throw all that stuff in there just to.
And I don't get now. So, what is more economically stimulating than building stuff that people have to get jobs to do?
Right. Exactly.
What is more stimulating than that?
And there's enough roads need to be redone, enough bridges to be redone.
All over the country.
These people be working for years.
And not at minimum wage.
Right. Yep. Yeah. To keep this thing
And
going.
what bothers me is that Kentucky is the poorest state in the country.
Yep.
And that nut is obstructing all this. That will definitely help his state.
But to them, help is sticking to the left.
To them, help
Abortion
is they don't
and-
want Biden to get the credit for this.
Yeah.
But the problem I have is this. It's like you don't want to clean your house, but you don't want somebody else to come in and clean it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're infringing on my.
It doesn't make any sense. Because what they're going to do, they're going to do everything they can to stop it, and then they're not going to do it when they get a chance.
Yep. They're not.
Because working people, putting people to work, quote unquote, is not their priority.
No, not at all. And they claim to be, they claim that we give the tax breaks to all the wealthy.
No.
They call them job creators.
Yeah, no.
They'll create a bunch of jobs.
No.
Like they're not going to do.
They're
that.
not going to do that.
They're going to take their money, pay their shareholders, take care of the execs, and lay folk off at the bottom.
The crap down economic theory.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
And this is what.
And crap doesn't flow down.
I know. And this is what they're not. Republicans now are sharing. The IRS put out something this week that said the 2017 tax cuts helped working class people.
How?
It did temporarily.
Okay, how?
Again, because their tax base went down, right? Their tax rates went down some. The problem is, and this is always the problem, we talked about this.
Yeah.
It's what's going to happen when the bill comes due.
Because it's coming due.
It's coming due. They didn't lower spending while they cut taxes.
Nope.
And our thing was always, these tax cuts are going to help the wealthy, and they may benefit. So so now they're touting, see, working class people benefited from it. They lied, but again, 6-7 years down the line, they're going to have to raise taxes again.
Going to have to, and it won't be on the wealthy.
It's going to be on
The working man will once again bear the brunt,
Yeah.
the tax burden for the entire country.
Short term.
It happens over and over again. I am so tired of hearing poor people say the economy is better, and it has not significantly impacted their lives.
Absolutely. Yeah, because I don't think a $10 increase is a big significance to.
Not when they're going to take 4 of it.
Right. And that's the thing. They're finding other ways to take the money. So your federal taxes may go down, but your state taxes are going up.
They're going to get the money.
It's going to go up.
And common sense is, if there's less coming in through the cash register, you're going to have to cut something else.
Yeah. Yeah. And this fascination with Reaganomics and Reagan.
It doesn't work.
I'm like, why do you think the first Bush had to raise taxes?
Because of Reaganomics.
Reaganomics. Like, come on, y'all. But critical thinking is a lost.
But here's the thing. All right, here's the thing. I don't even. Can we call it critical thinking when what we're actually asking you to do? If you get your pay cut at work, the only way to survive is to cut what you're spending.
Yep. Yeah.
Essential things must go. Why is it that people can't see that?
Yeah.
Why don't they understand there's no new money? If they give $1 trillion to you, they've got to get $1 trillion from somewhere else to do that.
Yep.
It's just simple.
Yeah. Inflation, all that stuff. It all kicks in because of this.
And inflation is not Biden's fault.
No.
And I believe with all my heart that this pandemic has caused capitalists to raise prices.
They're gouging.
Of course they are.
They are gouging.
I remember about a year or so ago, I went to the store to buy some cheese. Chandler wanted some cheese. Okay, I'm going to the store. Pack of cheese was $9. Because he likes deli slice. He don't want deli slice. So I looked at it, I said, he gonna have to learn how to make some cheese.
Yeah, right.
I better get a book and take it home. You study this, boy.
Yeah.
It's amazing to me.
Because somebody in the comments said they're taking more out of FICA and Medicare from the paychecks. So again, they're making it up.
They're going to,
somewhere
but
else.
It's going to be taken. The cut was given to the people that make the most, and the revenue production will come from the people that make the least. I don't understand how working folk, we're fired up. When have you made a salary from the stock market?
Right.
So the stock market is doing great. Joe Blow is not affected by that.
Right.
His hourly wage is not going up because the market has gone up.
Yeah, you're retired.
And you're sitting around bragging about, the economy's better. Is it impacting your dollars?
Right. And if it is, it's only your retirement fund if you have
Come
one.
on, man, if you got
and
one.
you can't even touch that without getting penalized. So
Look,
it's like
look. And if the market goes down, your
gonna-
retirement fund is going to go down.
Yeah.
Jeez, man.
I know. It's amazing how we go off sound bites, headlines, without actually reading articles and going in depth on know the difference between a biased article versus just regular journalism.
And I believe that there are certain networks and newspapers and websites that depend on the fact that Americans keep themselves ignorant. We rather believe something immediately than delve into it or even read critically. Well, that doesn't. When I read stuff, it makes me question things.
Yes. Yeah.
Is that true? Is that my experience?
Right. Yep.
And a lot of times, if you would say, "Is that my experience?" you could start to ferret out that what you're reading has a bias to it.
It's opinion piece.
Yeah.
And they know it. They put the headline up there because as soon as you click on it, that's numbers. They can say the numbers, more ad space, more clicks, more money. So that's why we always talk about the headline. It's nothing to do with the article.
That's right.
I saw some NBC put out something that our natural immunity will help us with Omicron, and people were sharing it. See, you don't need the vaccine. I'm like, did y'all read the article? The article didn't. They put that in the headline, but that's not what the article's really saying.
And the article may end up saying the final discussion is your natural immunity will not help you with Omicron.
Right. It just talked about how what we all know, your body fights a virus, and you have backups to when your first part doesn't work, the other part kicks in. But it didn't say nothing about no vaccine, no.
Take it and run with it.
Yeah. But they know we click on what we want to see.
When did we become so gullible as a people?
When we start getting used to reading only 140 characters.
And believing that was the truth?
Short online posts reduced our ability to long form read.
Wow.
So we're so used to reading a tweet or a post that's short. When you get to reading, that's why you'll see a lot of long form journalism.
I wonder, for my generation, when they started publishing those abbreviated books, and then the next one was listening to it through tape, and the next thing you got was, these summaries that were 2 pages long, and then finally, full-length books were no longer as popular as books that they didn't want you to write that were over 30, 35 pages.
Yeah. Keep it short and do it in the series. I mean, look what Lord of the Rings books.
Yes.
The Hobbits books. Them books are thick,
huge.
When's the last time a book that huge came out that was that popular?
That's why most people have never read War and Peace.
Yeah, because it's so.
It is prodigiously long, and the type is microscopically small.
Yeah.
I mean, you tell me you can read a couple pages of Tolstoy, right? Dostoevsky.
Let me see.
Was it Tolstoy or Dostoevsky that wrote War and Peace?
Tolstoy.
Tolstoy. Okay,
Yeah,
I thought I was right.
Yeah.
Okay, memory's working.
Yeah.
So you would read 20 pages of War and Peace. That was an hour.
Yeah.
Because the type was so small. You know what? I might have damaged my sight reading that book.
Really? Because you squinting so much.
Oh man. Man.
This one book called it's a tough read.
Yeah.
It's called The People's History of the United States.
Okay.
You're
such an egghead.
I heard somebody talk about it.
That's why we get along so much.
I know.
I read War and Peace. You read. Oh, yeah. Okay. Good.
And somebody recommended it, and I start reading it. It's a really thick book, small print.
Yeah.
But it shows the history of the nature of the nation from the people's standpoint. And I mean, it's one of those books you have to read it. You get real mad, have to put it down for a while.
Yeah.
And then pick it up later and kind of. But it's very long, which is why most people probably won't read it because it's a thick book. Because they go in detail about what Columbus did to the indigenous people.
I wonder why the publisher didn't see that would be a problem and not break the thing up into 6 or 7 parts.
It was more academia book.
Still.
But it's just,
who wants to commit? Like, I want to read the top 100 books that are recommended that you read.
Yeah.
But I don't fly anymore.
Right.
Now if I was flying, I'd start knocking them off.
Yeah.
But because that's where I used to do a lot of my reading, in the air.
Yeah. But Audible now, being able to listen to the book, does that too. And if you're real here, a lot of people read the Bible that way too.
What, Audible?
They only pick certain sections of the book because it's too long to read.
Oh, come on.
All this, so
you got to have the whole counsel.
You spot read and pick only what
you got to have the whole counsel, man.
But, I mean, back in the day, how many times have people read the book, the whole Bible, cover to cover in a year?
Well, when we did it here, people benefited from it.
Yeah, and they were like, "This is the first time I've ever done this. Is good," but which is why we continue to do it.
You probably need to do it again.
Yeah, probably in January.
Yeah, probably
and work through it again.
The phones are lighting up. 866-743-8267. 866-743-8267. We got Angela from a brand new state, Pastor Nick. Kentucky.
Oh, Kentucky. Oh.
Yeah.
From Kentucky, okay.
866-743-8267. 866-74-EVANS. Give us a call. We've got Angela from Kentucky. We've got Robin from Delaware. Lines are lighting up. They're getting ready to type. Danny from Florida. We're going to take Angela first. Good morning, Angela.
Good morning, Bishop. Good morning, Pastor Nick.
How are you today?
How's everyone doing?
Doing great. Good to hear from you.
Yes, I'm still afloat. I'm still kicking, just not too high.
Now, are you in any part of Kentucky that was touched by the tornadoes?
No. praise God. Yes, the 50 or so tornadoes that are running around the region didn't get to me.
50. That's unimaginable.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It is definitely unimaginable. I just kind of woke up to it like, okay, am I still here? Okay, praise God. And you move on. But I wanted to share something with you guys this morning. My daughter is one of the few women in this area that are into the tech field.
Okay.
And because of her businesses and because of the attention she's getting, she was called to have a meeting with Mitch McConnell and Ron Paul.
Oh, my.
It was a group of African-American women in tech and in business, really.
Mm-hmm.
I think she was the only tech representative there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Oma is right. So I made sure, that I briefed her, that when you get called to the table, you can't go and say everything, but do have your facts in order.
Yeah.
And so this is because funding for African-American women is difficult in this area, probably across the country.
Mm-hmm.
But there's funds that are allocated for women of color in hub zones living in poor areas. And it doesn't funnel to us well.
That's right.
Because what happens is...
And that's intentional. That's intentional.
Yes, I definitely understand that.
Yeah.
But I wanted her to go with the facts, to speak the facts and not how she feels.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's a bit of a firecracker.
Okay.
But to tell them that how these funds are being diverted is Caucasian men, because you only have to be 51% women-owned.
Okay.
So what's happening is Caucasian men are getting these fundings and putting their wives
absolutely
as the 51%.
Been doing that. They've been doing that for years.
Yeah, for years. Well, that's not encouraging.
Very
But anyway,
very prominent in the Northeast in automobile dealerships.
Okay.
Where you bring a minority in, give them a 1% ownership, and now not only do you qualify for everything you get, but now you qualify as a minority content type of business, and there's some other benefits for that.
Correct.
Oh, I'm sure.
And
Auto dealers been doing it for years.
I believe that.
She owns her own company, so she has been tempted by those who are getting the funds to say, partner with me,
right?
And we will give you,
X amount of dollars. Yep.
And she said, I don't want the bone, I want the pig.
Yeah.
I knew that's
And so she won't partner with them, but there are a lot of African American women who will.
Well, I think some people are content to get in the room. Others are content to get to the table.
That's good.
But you
That's
have to
good.
not only get into the room, you
That's
have to
good.
get in at the table, but you also need a menu.
Yes.
Some of us want a seat just to be able to say we have the seat.
Right.
A lot of us have fallen prey to the temptation of, it's like photographs with politicians. Some people will brag for years, put it on their walls. I was with this photograph, in this photograph with this politician. Politician didn't deliver anything.
Yeah.
Especially African Americans. But I took a picture with so-and-so.
Yep.
Okay, what benefit did you
Right.
get from that?
Right.
And
Yeah.
part of my lack of popularity has been,
Yep.
I don't need you to feed me. I don't need another picture. I was on TV.
Yep.
What I need to know, what are you going to do for the people I serve?
Right.
And that
Right.
stopped a lot of conversations towards me.
Yep. And not coming up here just talking on a
No,
Sunday
no,
morning.
no.
Yeah. And she said that Mitch McConnell actually said, "Oh, I didn't know that there was a significant population of African American women in business."
Because he's not concerned. That's not his world. He's not concerned about that.
I understand that, but that's such a silly thing to say.
No, it's not. Not when you feel there will be no repercussions.
Yep.
Oh, that's true.
Yep.
When you're going to do what you want to do, and I'm not worried about you being offended, I'll say anything to you.
Right. Right. But she kept her cool, and she, did get to have a voice. I don't know, actually, how powerful it was, but it was powerful for her to have a seat at the table that very few of us are invited to.
Well, I tell you what I think is going to happen. I think part of the meeting's agenda was to discover which one of the women they could work with, so they could assign those women to different partnerships.
Good, that's good.
The in that echelon of power, the deal, the ramifications of the deal are understood within the first 5 minutes. They spend the next 30 to 40 minutes trying to figure out whether they can work with you or not. In the context of the halls of power, that means whether they can manage you or not.
Right.
The problem with us clergy is that a lot of times we are asked to compromise our position to be involved in politics.
Right.
And what we have experienced is that when I said, we can work together, but you cannot tie down my slapping hand. You cannot tie it down. Meaning I'm not going to compromise who I am to be in partnership with you.
Okay, yes. Yes.
Can't take away my ability to disagree. Can't tell you that as a pastor I can't do that. I have to have that ability. So that has limited a lot of my partnerships.
Right. Right.
But you tell her stick to her guns, because it's God that brings you before great men.
Yeah, she knows how she got to the table.
Okay.
And but it's water she's unused to.
Well, it's different now. They are more brazen now. They are less concerned. Yeah. They are less publicly concerned as they used to be. They used to show great public concern.
Right.
But they are exhibiting less public concern in this era that we're in now.
And once they see you with a modicum of popularity, they absolutely want to capitalize on it.
Yeah. As long as they can use you.
Right. You guys keep doing what it is that you're doing. God bless you both. I appreciate the broadcast so much, and keep Kentucky lifted.
Absolutely. We're praying for you.
Okay, thank you.
Talk to you soon.
See ya.
Okay, bye-bye.
866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. That was Angela from Kentucky. We want to go to Robin in Delaware. This might be the world-famous Robin that we know. Good morning, Robin.
Good morning.
Good morning, Bishop.
How are you? Welcome to OnPointe once again.
I'm good, and you?
Could you drop your
have other callers, so I'm
Could you drop your autograph by the church for me when you're in the area, please?
Say that again.
Could you drop your autograph by the church if you're in the area?
No, the one whose autograph we need to get is Sid.
Sid, what?
Play. Yeah.
What's Sid doing?
Yeah, she'll tell you, but yeah, she's the one we need to get an autograph from. Her play that she wrote that she's doing.
Is it getting up?
Yeah, she's getting recognized a lot and asked for it. Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Congratulations to her. But
talk to me, Robin.
Y'all was talking about reading the Bible. I remember when we did it for with the year through the Bible and listening to audio. Listening to the audio in the car, it helps whole lot.
Oh yeah,
it really does, because it's like you're hearing things that you may have read, but you understand it better.
Okay.
Because that Bible's no joke. But Bishop and Pastor Nick, have y'all ever just been driving and just started crying, thinking about where God has brought you through and how He's been just blessing you? I mean, just tears just flow for happiness.
Driving, walking, watching TV, exercising. You can have one of those moments almost anywhere.
Grocery store.
Yeah, man.
I know, it's just amazing.
On an airplane at 30,000 feet.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and people think, "Yo, what's wrong?"
Like hearing me sniffing and like, why is she crying? Because it's just a joy. When you just love God so much, you just think about those things.
Yeah.
You just think about those things.
Have one of those reflective moments.
I know I've said this before, but I just want to thank y'all again, because if it wasn't for Bethany, I wouldn't be doing FEMA. I definitely wouldn't be doing Uber.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have wrote my book, because y'all helped me get out of my comfort zone.
Thank you,
so
Rob.
I appreciate, everything that y'all have done for me. But I want to say this and get off.
Mm-hmm.
Back in 1984, I don't know if I ever told you or Pastor.
Oh, Lord, here we go.
I was
Here we go.
I was in a car accident the night that Marvin Gaye got killed.
Okay.
That's when I was out drinking and whatnot.
Okay.
And I ran the back of somebody, and my head hit the windshield.
Is that what's wrong?
You know what? Get you, bitch.
I'm
I'm
sorry.
gonna get you.
Go ahead, Robin. I'm sorry.
Yes.
We digress.
That's okay. That's
we
okay.
digress.
That's why I love y'all. That's why I love y'all. 'Cause y'all so much fun. But back then, yeah, I went to the hospital. No concussion, no nothing. So I guess the doctor thought I was okay. I had to wear a neck brace because my neck hurt.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm wondering, in 2008, I had a test done. That's when I found out I was bipolar.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never forget, Reverend Nikki Brown. I had called her because I was in the house 3 months in my bedroom. She said, we work on the spirit, but we forget about the flesh.
Yeah.
She said, get to the hospital. So they did a lot of tests. Found out I have a bruise on my brain,
Mm-hmm.
which could have came from that accident.
I said that's
so
the
I always
problem.
wonder if that
Right.
What
right.
did you say?
It could have been a start, like.
Do I think what?
Oh, I thought you said, that's Pastor Nick laughing. But
Yeah,
I'm just
he
wondering.
ain't right. He ain't right, Robin. He ain't right. He ain't right.
I know,
Not
that's
laughing
okay.
at you,
with you. I still love her.
With you.
But I wonder if that could have had effect on me being chemically imbalanced. Sometimes my memory,
Yeah, absolutely.
is not great.
Absolutely.
But if it wasn't for Reverend Nikki Brown telling me to go get tested and everything, I probably would have never known about that bruise on my brain.
Well, the concussion, untreated.
I didn't have one.
Well, they might have missed it.
Yeah.
Because there's no way.
Yeah, okay.
If somebody can hit you in the face and give you a concussion, you certainly can hit your head in a car accident on the windshield and get a concussion also. But the protocols, so Robin, you're about 70 years old now. So the protocols back then for.
Oh, Bishop, no, you didn't. You just really threw some shade. No, I'm 9 years younger than you. I'm 60.
Okay, oh, you're 60. Okay, so the protocols back then for concussion, are different than they are now. They're much more advanced. And I think a lot of us had concussions, especially playing sports, and didn't know it. And, as you get older, these things, the effects of these things. But also, I'm glad you said something, because I will ask the Holy Spirit to bring your name to my remembrance when I'm praying, and we'll ask God to heal you of the after effects, any at all.
Yeah, my memory. Yeah, and keep praying for me with this hole in my heart.
And then some of that could have been all that weed you smoked too. That weed can take your memory too now.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I know some folk that don't have any short-term memory at all, because of that weed.
Yeah, man.
I used to smoke. Yeah, I used to smoke weed and drink Jack Daniels. I
yeah,
tell
I
my
know.
testimony
I
all
know.
the time.
All right, girl.
Yeah. All right, but thank you. And
Have a great day.
Prayers for the football fan. The guy at the Broncos he died.
What happened?
33. Pray for his family. Thomas.
Demaryius Thomas. He got in a bad car accident.
Yeah.
In 19, developed seizures.
Yeah.
They think he died of a seizure in his house.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
Those brain injuries are serious. man.
Yeah,
You
some
never
serious
know how
stuff,
they,
man.
yeah, please.
And he kept playing football?
Thank you for
he was retired.
Okay. All right.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you,
For your
Robin.
love and prayers.
Talk to you
All
now.
right, talk to you soon.
See you.
All right.
All right.
We're going to Danny, 866-743-8267, 866-743-8267, Evans. Give us a call. Danny from sunny Florida, how are you today?
Danny.
Bishop, good morning. Good morning. How you doing today, Bishop?
Doing all right.
Yeah, Pastor Nick,
Sorry.
staff, and everyone. Looks like it's pretty cold out there today, huh?
It's actually 50 some odd degrees today,
It'll be
and it's
71
supposed to go up to 71 today.
Hey, great. Yeah, we've got a little bit of a heat wave going here. In fact, all week it's been in the 80s, and I think they almost hit 89 somewhere during the week. So
his
it's
subtle
been
shade,
unseasonable.
his weather shade is always amazing.
Now, Bishop, I was thinking as well. Remember back last year and a few years before, they said that there was no such thing as global warming.
Yeah. I don't know why people are so silly with this stuff. All you have to, if you've been living 30 years, there's been climate change. You not only can you feel it, you see it, there's been climate change.
Yeah. The past couple of years, I don't remember in my lifetime in December us reaching the 70s.
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time. The past couple of years, we have a few weeks of a heat wave.
Yeah, but it's been
in December.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
I'm like, come on, y'all.
It's different.
Something's different.
And I don't understand, Danny, why is that so hard to acknowledge that the weather patterns and the climate has changed?
Yes.
Why is that so hard to acknowledge? I mean, you walk outside every day, you see it. I saw a guy 2 days ago with his top down on 42 in a Mustang driving along like it was springtime.
They took a picture of it, posted it online.
Did they?
Yeah, somebody did.
He was out there, man. He was having a great time. He was leaning a little bit. I was right behind him.
I like, bro. It was cold.
I'm surprised they didn't get me in the picture. Because I rode behind him. I said, this guy's really enjoying himself today.
The other thing that I wanted to talk to you about, Bishop, is that which brought back to memory is that in growing up, being young, we were always taught to comprehend what you hear and also use imagination. And it's something that you brought back when I was talking with the younger people, is that sometimes it's good to listen and what have you. But I see that people, you were saying that everyone wants the short-term version of something. They don't want to read all the way through it, and we miss a whole lot in between.
Yeah. And I don't know why. They used to say just for certain ethnicities, if you wanted to hide something from us, to put it in a book. But now that seems to be more pervasive in the population of the United States. If you want to hide something, put it somewhere where you have to go look for it.
Yeah, and they have misleading headlines, as you said before.
Oh, yeah.
You get interested, you look in there, what happened to the headline?
And, like the tragic ending of a certain individual. And then you watch the 8-minute video, and there's no tragic ending.
Tragic ending of it. But they pull you into...
Amazing.
But you're right.
And the situation and with your guidance and telling us what's going on with the COVID situation has helped out so much, where we didn't jump right into certain things, and even though they were playing games with the numbers, telling us that it's gone and it's getting worse and worse.
Well, you got the Omicron variant is in a few states, according to Pastor Nick and what he's reporting today. Missouri actually withheld data showing mask mandates work because they didn't want that to get out. They actually withheld the data purposely. A nurse in South Carolina is being charged for making fake vaccine cards. A nurse. And I don't understand why they would suspend the mandates for large private businesses when that will become a place where the virus will be spread. I don't understand. Did they talk to the business people about this? If they want them to come back to work, they should have every safeguard in place.
Absolutely, yeah. So I don't know the whole details, but they suspended it temporarily. I guess enough people were complaining. I was talking to a teacher last night. She just said the schools are having these cases. They're not really reporting them, and they're just keeping things going. They're just sending the sick child home.
Sending back home.
They're not even shutting down the classroom to make the other kids quarantine.
That means it's going to continue to spread.
And it's like...
I know people think that you and I are a little radical in our thinking, but on a daily basis, I see the wisdom of not sending our kids back to school.
Yep.
I see
what you were saying, Bishop, is that the kids are catching it at the school. They go back home.
Absolutely.
And then they spread it to the family.
And here's the issue with that. So if it's Omicron, it means it actually breaks through. It can break through whatever vaccinations you had and break through if you had COVID before. So having COVID and being vaccinated and boosted does not deter for everyone the craftiness of the Omicron virus. Because it is a multiple, that's why they call it Omni. It's a multiple viral strain. It's got 3 or 4 different variants in it, which is why your system is not, in many cases, is not strong enough to combat it. But you can't. We said send the kids back to school. We're going to have an outbreak. Then here comes Thanksgiving, here comes Christmas, and here comes New Year's. We're going to have a problem in the first quarter of the new year.
Because they're not going to shut down to lose the business for the holidays.
Nope.
They got to get that money first, as always.
But here's the problem: if we get sick enough, a lot of stuff's going to have to be shut down. I don't like the fact that my friends in New Zealand are sending me text messages laughing.
They having a good time out there.
They're just laughing at me, man.
Mm-hmm.
What are you guys doing up there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
it is.
Danny, how's my sister doing?
She's really blessed, Bishop.
She really is?
So many
Highly,
different ways. Yeah.
highly blessed, highly favored.
Please give her my love, man.
Okay, we'll do, Bishop. Thank you all.
Talk
Thank
to
the
you.
staff, you, Pastor Nick. We
See
really
you.
love you, and God bless you.
See you next time, man. Bye-bye.
All right. Okay.
Tom, how you doing, man?
Hey, Tom.
Good morning, Bishop and Pastor Nick.
Hey, man.
Bishop, Pastor Nick's right about these headlines.
I know.
I'm a YouTuber,
Yeah.
and I tell you, I hate some of these headlines,
Deception, isn't
and
it?
I go, oh, that's not what it's about. And
Deception.
I get upset.
Don't even click on them. Don't even click on them. Just read right past them.
I
That
definitely don't like I used to. The other thing is, you're talking about books.
Yeah.
Art of War.
Yes. Yes.
That's the one that Democrats need to be reading right now.
Because they don't know how to fight, man. That's for sure.
Sun Tzu would definitely be well read right now. And did you see this thing about when I was up there? You know, our governor was Christie.
Yes.
The interview he did with CNN the other night.
Man, he was upset.
Mm-hmm.
He was, because you know he almost died.
Oh, he said the president knew he gave it to him, gave it to 7 of the 9 people in the room.
Wow.
And he was really upset with Mark Meadows. He said Meadows knew and let me walk in there.
Wow.
Yeah. And they say Trump was only scared for himself, not for the people he was around.
Correct.
He only cared about his health and was scared what was going to happen to him, but didn't care about him passing to other people. Because the only way if you know you got COVID,
That's
you purposely go around
homicidal.
people. Yeah,
That's
something's-
pathological.
Something's wrong. Something's wrong.
Well, we shouldn't have been surprised that when he let Pence stay down there and
Yeah.
potentially get murdered.
Yep.
But Pence, you know, kind of knew something was happening because he wouldn't get in the car with the CIA guys.
The other thing was this thing with Netanyahu from Israel.
Come on, man.
Prime
So Netanyahu needs Trump's permission to congratulate Biden?
Right. Yeah.
Come on, man.
And I understand that he'll probably never become prime minister again because of other reasons. Not only the relationship with Trump, that he went bipartisan. He didn't. I mean, isn't that Israel's always tried to not be Democratic or Republican?
Right.
They've always tried to ride the middle. And
But congratulating an incoming president is not picking a side.
Yeah.
oh no.
Yeah, right.
Come on, man.
Oh yeah, but when people read the news, and this My Pillow guy, he his headlines when Pastor Nick talks about the headlines, there's always headlines for that guy. But the
wrong.
substance,
You don't have to
zero.
to have sense to be a millionaire.
Yeah. Something's really wrong
No.
with that man.
What do you mean with that man?
So-
Come on, Doc. You see he's friends with?
That's true. I mean, how many times did he say Trump was going to be reinstated to office? And
They keep
kept
moving the
dates and
goalposts.
just
He had a big parade and everything else. And, tomorrow Trump's going to be reinstated. The guy was crazy.
Unbelievable
But
stuff, man.
if these people are going to Dallas hoping that JFK Jr. is coming back, that's a tipping point. They're going to believe anything now at this point in time.
It's
I
discouraging.
look at some of the interviews online with these people, and I cannot believe what they're believing or is a fantasy world or something. It's incomprehensible.
Here's my theory on that, Tom, and you guys can tell me if you think I'm wrong. I think there is a sense of validity and affirmation in being a part of a group, no matter how outrageous it is. If you're hungry for validation, they're willing to believe anything so they can say, A, everybody's against us, that they're embraced by conspiracy.
Mm-hmm.
B, there are others like me. I'm sure that a lot of the people don't believe entirely what's being said. but I'm sure they are embraced by the camaraderie.
Yeah, they know.
I think you're absolutely correct. I think it's the syndrome, I'm king of the hill, and somebody wants to get on top of the hill with me.
Yeah.
And if you don't look like me, I don't want you on top of this hill.
Yeah. I saw an interview with Scaramouche about a year ago, I think. I think that was his name. And he said the thing that got him was the recognition. He said he didn't realize he had a need since he was a boy for recognition, and being with Trump gave him that recognition. So he was willing to accept a lot of things that were unacceptable until there was a tipping point, and he said, okay, I can't go that far.
It turns on him.
Yeah.
I mean, it's innate for human beings to have some form of recognition or confirmation, affirmation from people that love them and care for them. But if it takes you that far, that thing is controlling you, man. I mean, but people do it all the time in relationships.
Yeah, I found that even in what we do, when I have talked to people that have been aligned with someone who they know was mistreating other people, the recognition that they received was worth it for a season.
Yeah.
And the way they justified it is they'll never turn on me that way.
Until.
And when they finally do, it's like devastation. I didn't think, I saw them, and I asked the question, you saw this happening to other people.
Yeah.
Why didn't you say something then?
Yeah.
Number one, the recognition was very valuable. Number two, they never thought they would turn on them.
Yeah. A lot of relationship counseling. You saw him or her cheat with their past 5 people. Well, I'm different. Then all of a sudden, what makes you think you were so good that
person didn't take care of their own kids? What makes you think they're going to take care of yours?
Yep. They take care of the child they live in the house with.
That's
when
right.
They leave the house, they stop taking care of the child. That's really what it is.
Yeah.
It also almost goes back to the thing, power corrupts, and absolute power.
Oh.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. Corrupts absolutely. Absolutely. Tom, you feeling good? You sound better this week, brother.
I made sure I cleared my voice. I did my
okay.
Drunk some tea and stuff.
You'd have sent me to the altar for you one more time, brother.
Yeah, and I recognized that Mustang on 42. I was wondering if that were you behind it.
Good talking to you, man.
See you, Tom.
Take care.
Let's go to Sharon in Dallas. Good morning, Sharon.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing great. Great to hear from you. Tell me what's going on in Texas.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I want your opinion on this. Did you hear about the publicist for Kanye West going to the Florida election lady's house?
Lord, I heard it on the way here.
You all did hear about it. What you think about it?
I heard it on the way here. I think, okay, got to be careful. Got to be careful. Many people don't know that Kanye and I used to, at one point, shared the same recording studio at the same time.
Oh, okay.
When we were mixing our project, and we were both in Chicago. He was at the same studio mixing. And we were there, I believe Gary can validate this. I think we were at the studio for 2, maybe 3 days. And in those days, I was able to interact, just not friendship, not sit down and have a deep discussion, but just cursory exposure to him and he to me. And then I knew that he was, how can I place this, a unique individual. So I am not surprised that he would have done this, especially when he was trying to curry the favor of our former president.
So what do we do with him? I mean, is there anyone that can talk to him? Because
no, ma'am.
It seems to me that he goes after African American people a lot more.
Well, he is. A lot of times when people reach a certain level of fame, they maniacally or erroneously or mistakenly believe their ethnicity has changed. So he's no longer.
Oh, okay, I see.
You know, I have a relative who, based on his wealth, no longer saw himself as African American.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
And was clear about it. His circle of friends, to the point that he didn't want to hang around his family much. I mean, he's got money now, and I had to remind him he was an African American with money, and I didn't use those terms.
Mm-hmm.
They still see you that way. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's really sad, and
he ain't been right
poor
since
baby.
he
You
was
know,
he was challenged before his mother passed. But that passing, and I understand the impact of that, because it highly impacted me when my mother died. So if you're already shaky, it can push you further into shakiness. Especially if you had a good mom and you had a good relationship with your mom.
Okay, so can I say, can we pray for him, or can we
Absolutely,
you gotta
pray. You gotta pray for
to
him.
help him, because we got to do something.
Got to pray for him.
Because he's a loose cannon.
Yeah, you got to pray for him. But fortunately, the people that he wants to hear him are not listening to him. He was used for a purpose in the White House. That purpose did not help to win the election, because he was designed to bring in a host of black people to vote for our former president. But it didn't work. So now they don't have much use for him. But as believers, we got to pray for him.
Right, I agree.
Yeah.
I just wanted to bring that to your attention. Thank you.
Thank you once again.
Hi, Pastor Nick.
Stay safe, girl.
I'm going to try my best.
All right.
Be blessed.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That was Sharon from Dallas. So we want to invite you to join us tomorrow, 8 a.m., 9:45 a.m., 11 a.m., and 10 Times Better Women's Series at 6. That's 8 a.m., 9:45 a.m., 11 a.m., and 6 p.m. Of course, we have our pre-discussion at 5:30 to 6, and our post around 6:30, 6:35 to 7. If you have a prayer request, email it to social@gotobethany.com. And of course, we invite you all, please subscribe to David G. Evans 1 and the BBC of NJ sites on YouTube. Also, we want you to subscribe to DGEMS, that's DGEMS, and the OnPointe podcast platforms. We're really looking forward to, are we still taking donations for?
Yes.
Our toy, coat, hat, and glove drive is happening as we speak. You can drop the toys, gloves, hats, coats, whichever you choose to donate, by the church, or you can simply send us the money. Go to the website, BBC of NJ, go to Catch the Fire, CTF, and donate the funds, and we'll do the shopping. So whichever way is convenient for you, we need you to help us. We want to bless at least 1,000 kids at this particular time of season. And you can help us reach that goal very easily. And we're well on our way, but we need your help. We got a tremendous response, I thought, from the Detention Center for Kids yesterday regarding our Thanksgiving outreach to them. I just read the letters, and it was really, really a blessing. You don't know how you're impacting people's lives. You don't know how you're exposing them to something that they thought would never happen. So, for Pastor Nicholas Smith, I'm Bishop David G. Evans, and this has been On Point, and we thank you. And I want you to remember, faith acts like a thing is so, even when it's not so, that it might be so. God bless you, and we'll see you next time on Point.